Hey guys, welcome to Brave Freight's a weekly video podcast. My name's Troy Bravenbohr, and I'm the CEO of Brave Freight. Over the past few weeks, the team and I have been discussing about a way to be more involved and create more of a community for you guys as over-the-road truck drivers. And we felt like a video platform would be the easiest way to reach out to you, to spend some time with you, and also the most efficient. As we've been growing as a company, it's pretty hard to have 45-minute phone calls with dozens of people every week, as you could imagine. But we still wanted to be able to have an avenue to give you updates, to give you information, even business training, different data that we're finding is happening in the market, and that's why we're going and starting these videos. So get ready for them. They'll be coming at you every single Tuesday. None of them are going to be the same. We're going to have new incentives that we're going to release. We're going to have updates that we're going to release. And we just want to let you know how much we honor you guys. We appreciate you guys. So we're going to go ahead and hop right in. All right, here's the numbers for last week, the 28th week of 2020. I'm gonna highlight our top 3 drivers last week. Larry Booz coming in at number 1, gross revenue $7,800. Mr. Roger Wood coming in second place, $6,400. And PJ Hanel, $5,900 in revenue. Great week to the 3 of you gentlemen. There was several others that were very, very close. Total miles last week as a company, 28,276. And the gross last week was 59,835, just shy of 60,000. And the weekly average gross for active truck drivers, so drivers that took a load last week, was $4,583.46 average gross. The high being, again, Larry Booz at 7,800. And this also calculates the loads. I think one of our drivers only did 1 load last week at 1,000. So it'll be interesting to see. Maybe we'll look at the data of like, hey, the top 80% of the loads, because every week we have a person doing 1 or 2 loads, and it really brings down the averages. Most people are grossing right now between $4,500 and $6,500. So congratulations, awesome week last week, and looking forward to what's moving ahead for next week. Our average dollar per mile last week was $2.11 per mile. And one of our drivers had $1.41 a mile load and a $2.20 a mile load. Still ended up averaging out the week for $1.97 per mile. And it's so important you guys understand that when we have our strategy, we have a proven strategy. It brought us through Corona. We're one of the few companies that actually did a stimulus incentive for you guys during that period. Most other companies were firing guys. We were hiring guys. Most people were looking to pay less. We were looking to pay more and create more security for you. But the reason we were able to do it is because we have a strategy. Our dispatchers have a strategy that has been proven year over year over year over year. And we just need you guys to trust the system, trust the process. There's a saying, you know, what you miss on the swings, you make up on the merry-go-rounds. So sometimes you take $1.41 a mile, but then you get a $2.20 a mile load. And you know, for this driver, it ended up being $1.97, and he had over 2,200 miles for the week. So he had a great week. So that was week 2028 in recap. All right, so looking ahead into week 2029 and beyond, I've got a graph that I'm looking at here that we'll find a way to get into this video and we'll show you. But it covers quarterly numbers all the way back from January of 2017. And June was a good month. It was a solid month for freight. We saw a lot of restrictions lift for Corona, and you know, people started getting back to it's not a new normal. We will be back to a real normal. This is not a new normal, but we saw some people getting back to an adjusted normal for now, people getting back to work, some restaurants opening up at partial capacity. And because of that, we obviously saw our industry bump up in its demand. However, year over year, if you look at June's production 2020 versus June's production of 2019, the numbers are actually pretty similar. So we're back on average. This isn't a gangbuster month. Things aren't through the roof by any means. I don't want people to think that even though numbers are up and rates are up, I don't want people to think that this is, high time to start, living the high life. We're still in a corrective period right now, and really want to encourage you guys to make hay while the sun is shining. Some kind of updates on the industry and just what I've been seeing. So for those of you guys that saw my announcement, several months ago, I let people know, like, hey, coming into Corona, the freight industry was going to hit a bust. People were going to be buying a lot of goods. They're going to be stocking up on items. But then all of a sudden, reality would step in. People would stop being out in the public. They would stop buying goods, and we would see freight drop off. And that's exactly what happened. And I'm not saying I have a crystal ball, and I'm not saying I'm able to predict the future, but I do want to just give you some insights into what I feel like is going to be happening over the next several weeks and over the next several months, to better help you and your family prepare with where we're at. So I will say right now, rates are up, and I anticipate rates being healthy. I don't want to say that they're super high, but I want to say that rates, I believe, will continue to be healthy for probably the next anywhere between 2, 3 to 6, 7 weeks. I would probably look to see sometime in September as people get back to like a normal schooling type of routine, as that happens across the country, that some of the summer purchasing is going to dwindle down a little bit. Some of the extracurricular activities people are doing now is going to dwindle down as people get back into the summer, which we all know that that's going to affect people's purchasing habits. And then we have the election. Like, this is an election year, so crazy things always happen with the economy during election years. And the closer we get to November, the less secure I am in what's going to happen in the economic environment. I easily could see something happening economically September, October, right before the election. It's just a feeling that I have. It's not data-based. Usually everything I do is data-based, but being that this is an election year, the coronavirus, all these different things, that's just my gut feeling that I'm sharing with you guys. So what does that mean for right now? Right now, it really means make hay while the sun is shining. Many of you guys are out for 2, 3, 4 weeks at a time. I think one of our drivers was even out 7 weeks at a time. I don't really recommend that, because what ends up happening is when you're out 7 weeks at a time, you take a week and a half off, and it's gonna hurt your cash flow in the long term. I really recommend you guys at this point being out a minimum of 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, taking that 2-3 day weekend when you guys are home. But this is the time to be crushing it. This is the time to be out early in the morning, driving all your hours, burning up your logbook, rolling over your logs and recapping your hours, trying to avoid the 36-hour resets. You really want to be doing everything in your power to capitalize on the money that's on hand right now, because you guys saw how quickly we were at $1.20, $1.30, $1.40 a mile when the whole Corona thing happened. So I really want to encourage you guys, make hay while the sun is shining. This is summertime. This is the time to make money. I know it's nice out and maybe families are out and the temptation is there for vacation. Come down to Florida in January when freight sucks. Have your summer vacation down here in January. I'm kidding, but just be cognizant of the market and where we're at, and realize like this is not the time to slack off. This is the time to not the time to take it easy. This is the time to get all you can and can all you get while you can, because the future over the next couple months is pretty uncertain. All right, so just as we wrap up right now, we've got some updates that I'm pretty excited to talk to you about, and you're gonna see that we're gonna be rolling new features out, new benefits to you guys over the next several weeks. I've been working behind the scenes for, feels like forever right now, getting to a place, I'm talking about over a year, getting to a place where we can give you a KPI report every single week. So what's a KPI report? A KPI report is key performance indicators. So we're gonna aggregate all of the data. We have all the mileage you drive, all the mileage the company drives, all the toll expenses. We have all these insurance, all the different costs, right? And we're boiling these down to cent per mile calculations. And we're gonna help each one of you individually find out what your cost of operation is, so that way you can figure out really where your profitability point is on a weekly and a monthly basis. I'm very excited about it. It's gonna give you guys an opportunity to find out where you can improve or where you're excelling, or probably a combination of the two. So that's gonna be something that's gonna be attached to your weekly settlement report, and probably something that we're gonna have Ryan, our driver dispatch coach, do at least 1 or 2 calls with you. I probably will hop on myself and Yevon as well, and we'll just coach you in how to read these reports. But I'm excited because as a business owner, it's gonna give you in-depth insight into how your business and how your operation works. We're also going to be providing a maintenance tracking tool for you guys here in the near future. We're going to be able to give you a tool that's going to allow you guys to track past maintenance and help, I guess, give you warnings or giving you notifications of up and coming maintenance on your vehicles. So that'll be rolling out. And then also keep in mind that second quarter IFTA deductions are going to be coming by the end of July as well, right? Because the quarter ends June 30th, and then that IFTA gets paid by the end of July. So you guys will, you'll see that on your settlement reports as well. And we're also going to be shifting in the next week to next 2 weeks, where the IFTA deduction is actually going to be a weekly deduction. We'll go into more details about it, but instead of paying $200 or whatever dollars, $300 a quarter, it'll just be $7, $8, $9, $10, $15 a week or whatever it is, based on your fuel purchasing, your fuel economy, the states you drove in, blah, 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 blah. So guys, that's it for this week. We'll see you next week. Have a great week, be safe, and make it a great day.